East Haven police are asking for the public's help identifying two people after a shoplifting incident turned violent at a local dollar store. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. Police say the two people assaulted an employee before they left the store. Fox 61's Priscilla Meza spoke with neighbors and has the latest tonight.
Police say what started as a suspected shoplifting incident at this Dollar City behind me quickly escalated. They say one employee was assaulted, and as they look for those responsible, the incident has left some neighbors shaken up.
I live right down the street, not too far. I shop here all the time.
Right off Hemingway Avenue, a place neighbors say they visit often, is now the scene of a troubling crime.
It makes me feel sad that this stuff happens. It's unnecessary. It's a dollar store. I mean, it's just sad. You don't expect it. It's a nice area. You don't really expect that stuff to happen, so it makes you feel a little unsafe.
According to East Haven police, the incident happened Tuesday. Officers say a woman tried to leave the store without paying for merchandise. When an employee confronted her, police say she assaulted that worker. Investigators say as the woman was leaving, a second person, a man, displayed a knife before both fled the scene.
Well, definitely police should handle it, but I mean, if you're in that situation, you just kind of react. You don't think about it sometimes, so you know, it's scary.
Now police are turning to the public for help. They released these images of the two individuals involved.
No, I feel safe coming back here. This doesn't normally happen over here, but you know, you just have to, stay sharp and just be aware of your surroundings.
Police say the investigation is ongoing and anyone with information is urged to contact East Haven Police. In East Haven, Priscilla Meza, Fox 61.
New tonight, vandals hit a popular locally owned seafood market in Enfield just days before the business planned to celebrate its anniversary. Fox 61's Tim Latow spoke exclusively with the owners about the setback they now face.
Cold Harbor Seafood is planning to open a second location, but now the owners have another expense after someone threw a cinder block through their brand new windows and damaged the door.
We offer the freshest fish around, so you're not getting fresher unless you catch it, is kind of our motto.
For 14 years, Cold Harbor Seafood has been selling fresh seafood daily. It's long hours for the family-run business staff of 5, and there's little time for any distress calls.
We work 7 days a week. We're up at 5 in the morning. We don't get home till 6 at night, and we're working really hard to get that other place going and figure it out, and just to have something like this happen is so frustrating and upsetting.
Luann Lanzeri found her family's second unopened fish and chip shop in pieces and heavily damaged. The new windows were smashed with a cinder block. The doors were attempted to be pried open.
Why would someone even just do that? What's the point of destroying a property for what? Just to destroy something? I mean, we haven't even taken the stickers off the windows. They're brand new.
The location on Hazard Avenue is still under construction and going through the permitting process.
There's nothing in the building right now, so I don't really know what they were after.
The family's now going to be set back a few $100s to make repairs. It'll be even more time until that location can be opened.
We're going to have to pay for this out of our pocket. Yes, I could put an insurance claim in, but what's that going to do me? My insurance rates will just raise.
Lanzeri hopes other businesses and neighbors remain vigilant. She just wonders why her business, when all her staff want to do is serve their loyal customers.
I'm very angry about it. When I saw that, it was very disheartening, and I just don't understand what the purpose of somebody going and destroying another small business, a family-owned small business. Why would you go and try to hurt them?
Enfield police were not available for an interview, but they confirmed they are actively investigating. In Enfield, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
We have breaking news now out of New Haven. The mayor's office confirms tonight that it fired a city employee over her alleged misuse of a city credit card. The city says after reviewing credit card records, Latha Swamy admitted to making unauthorized purchases and violating city policy. Swamy was director of the New Haven Flood System Policy Division. The city says she made at least $5,000 worth of personal purchases. Police are now investigating. And Attorney General William Tong is investigating how former New Britain Mayor Aaron Stewart handled the Mayor's Trophy Charitable Fund. Investigators say they have identified 2 accounts with similar names, including one that was not managed by the Community Foundation. Stewart, M&T Bank officials, and others have been subpoenaed As the state takes a closer look at the fund's finances, the probe comes amid a growing number of questions surrounding spending, financial management, and tuition reimbursement during Stewart's time in office.
Warmer temperatures return today, and it only gets hotter from here. We look at summer warmth for tomorrow, for Friday, and for Saturday, and it's going to be a really close call to see if we make heat wave criteria, at least away from the shoreline. It will be cooler at the coast, though. Here's a look at the numbers tonight. Even though it's still mild, near 70 right now for Windsor Locks, upper 50s for New Haven, the humidity is low, and that makes it feel so much more comfortable outside. Overnight lows will be in the 50s, so it's another refreshing start to the day, but not as cool as it was this morning. By noon, temperatures are in the low 80s, and high temperatures will return to the mid to upper 80s as we head through the afternoon. That is for inland areas. For the shoreline, low 80s for New Haven, upper 70s to right around 80 for Branford, mid 70s for Mystic and Stonington. But if you head closer to Niantic, it's 79, 86 for Windham, 85 in Colchester, and close to 90 for the Hartford area. That's why I said we're very close to a heat wave. We'll talk about when the heat breaks and time out the chance for some rain this weekend coming up. Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. A sexual assault scandal at an Avon daycare continues to grow. We've learned disturbing new details in the case, and Fox 61 is choosing not to share some of that information due to its graphic nature. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot breaks down the latest arrest warrant and what it reveals.
These arrest warrants detail the graphic nature of the sexual abuse victims as young as 3 allegedly went through. Victim 1, who's 4 years old, said Giancarlos Barrios Otero touched his privates during nap time on March 30th, and that's when the investigation started. Giancarlos Barrios Otero was arrested for the 3rd time last week and now faces a new charge, aggravated sexual assault of a minor. All of these reported incidents happened at the Bright Path Daycare Avon location. In the warrant, it says Victim 1 mentioned in March during his bath time with Parent 2 that Mr. John, who the children and teacher referred to as Barrios Otero, touched his privates. The parents initially thought this statement was just Victim 1 being silly or referencing the former employee helping him use the bathroom. On April 1st, Victim 1 went into detail about the alleged assault to Parent 1, including Barrios Otero moving his cot close to Victim 1 and that it happened during nap time. The warrant said Victim 1 held up 10 fingers to show how many times he was touched. When Victim 1 got home, he told Parent 2 and said the same thing. Investigators say he would assault the boys in the corner of the room during nap time. When Associate Director Maddie Ferris was made aware of these claims, she checked surveillance tapes and saw exactly what was reported. Latrice Grumley says she's familiar with the case. She's the executive director of Capital Child Development Center in Hartford. She says certain protocols have to be followed at daycare to ensure the kids' safety. When it comes to how close Barrios Otero was to the kids during nap time,
there's no reason that a staff person would necessarily have to be next to a child or that close to a child during that time for the whole time or even for long periods of time.
She also said surveillance videos need to be checked often.
Appropriate protocol at least once a week to view, go through footage just to make sure. But soon as someone gives a complaint or a concern, say for instance a parent or another staff member, I would definitely say right away.
State police say one common theme in meeting and speaking with victims' families, Barrios Otero almost always tries to get into the homes of the families to babysit. This victim brings the total to 6, but lawyers believe there are many more out there and urge families to come forward. In studio, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
A Milford neighborhood was shaken this morning after a shooting left one person dead and another injured. Fox 61's Jamal Johnson has the latest on the investigation.
This beachfront community is used to waves, sand, and sunshine, but gunshots are not commonplace here on East Broadway Street. Neighbors tell us it's something they could have never imagined happening in the same community they live. 871 East Broadway Street is just 2 houses down from where Jeffrey Blake has lived since 1962. Since then, nothing like this has ever happened, according to Blake.
It's shocking. nothing ever happens on East Broadway unless it's fireworks related. So this is a big deal.
It was at 2:56 in the morning when officers received a call about a shooting that happened in the home. The neighbor living directly next door to the house says he heard 5 to 6 pops early in the morning, but didn't know they were gunshots. When officers arrived, they found 2 people shot. One of them had already died. Police say the second victim, a woman, was rushed to a local hospital and is now being treated for her injuries.
I wasn't here. I came down this morning to bring stuff into the house, and my wife called me and said, check out your phone, look what's going on down there. So I actually got text message and phone calls from people adjacent in the area here, and that was like, wow, I got to get down there and see what's going on.
Police haven't identified the victims yet, but Blake tells us he's known the people who lived there for years.
Sandy's great people. She's owned the house 25, 26 years. And her significant other, Fred, was a good guy too. So this is shocking all the way around.
So Sandy and Fred lived in that home?
Yes.
Blake says he has yet to check in on the people living at the home, saying he believes it's too early and wants to wait to see how the situation will unfold. Milford Police Chief Keith Mello says his officers are searching the home for evidence and will release more definitive information when it's available. In Milford, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
A Republican candidate for state representative faces backlash tonight over comments about the LGBTQ+ community. Jaden McCormick, who's running in Connecticut's 50th district, drew criticism after posting Happy Straight Month on social media and sharing his views on LGBTQ+ issues. Older posts from McCormick contain similar rhetoric. The comments have drawn condemnation from Democratic leaders and have also prompted a response from the Connecticut Republican Party, which is distancing itself from his remarks. That statement says, quote, his statements do not reflect our values, our principles, or our approach to public service. Republicans can and should engage in vigorous debate on public policy without resorting to language that demonizes entire groups of people or invokes historical acts of persecution, end quote.